Is your man making you broke? Is your man making you to remain stagnant in your financial life or your career? Oftentimes, as women, we tend to want to play small or shrink ourselves because we think that we need to do that in order to attract a man and to keep a man. So women think that playing small, not achieving career growth means that the men would see them as humble women. And so we do these things hoping to attract the men. I mean, aside the fact that a woman needs financial security as a form of protection for herself, I think that a financially secure woman makes the financial journey in a marriage easier. What this means is there is power in joint efforts, combined resources, and partnership. So you're able to build wealth faster for your husband. With your husband, the both of you are able to leave legacies and build generational wealth that you can then pass down to your children, whom you're going to birth anyways as the woman. So tell me, why do we think that we need to play small to gain the approval of men? Nah, that is such a crazy mindset. And I think that we need to start having a mindset shift. You know that oftentimes these men ask us this question: what do you bring to the table as a woman? Oh, what do you bring to the table as a woman? And when they encounter financially successful, independent woman that has got her shit together, locked down in her career, in her business, just a woman that is striving, they run. Because to be honest, most men cannot handle a financially successful woman because they think that it takes away that control, that power that they can have over her. And this is why they now start saying that financially successful women are not submissive or humble. Bro, you know that is a lie. So I am of the opinion as well that most men do not have any other thing to offer aside their money, their finances. So I wonder why they all get so scared and angry when that is what a woman wants from them. Because to be fair, aside the money, a lot of them have no substance. That is why you see when a man comes to you as a woman, he's all about what he can do for you, what he can give to you, you know, for you to for him to lock you in and make you see that your life would be so much better with him. You would have more things if you choose him. Not necessarily because he loves you, because he has more value or substance to add to your life. That's why some of the most successful women in the world are women that have a good and supportive partner that cheers them by their side. So, as a woman, for you to thrive, you need to have a successful, good, and kind partner that is willing to put in the work with you, that is willing to cheer you on while still maintaining his leadership. I also realized that oftentimes men mistake their money for leadership. You can have money as a man and not be a leader. That will not make your woman to submit to you. Whilst a man of substance, with or without money, would get a woman to easily submit to him. So in my language, which is trending in Africa, no, which is trending in Nigeria at the moment, I am from Nigeria, there is something we call such men that have substance, that are valuable, that command respect and attention without any financial, without them being rich, wealthy, or without them having whatever position it is that people think you need to have, to be called a successful person. They are called the odogus. These are people that command respect just by them being who they are, by the very being of their existence, by the very being of the substance in them. They are able to command respect wherever they go to. It is also amazing that most women do not understand that one superpower we have is the fact that we can do anything and be anything that we want to be because that's who we are as women. You can be a homeowner, a CEO, a business owner, a badass boss babe, a high flying career woman, a mother, a sister, a friend, a good wife, and still be a good homemaker. One part of your life does not have to suffer for the other part to thrive. We can do it all. I mean, if men are told they can do anything they want to be, we can be it all. We can do it all as well. When it comes to careers and entrepreneurship and being business owners, men, because they've been taught right from when they were kids that they can do anything they want to do and get away with it because we live in such a patriarchal society, you see men apply for jobs and roles that they are not qualified for, while women, we tend to struggle to want to get all the qualifications before we think or we feel that we are good enough to apply for such jobs and roles. So in this world as women, we are always somehow constantly trying to prove ourselves that we are good enough to be somebody's wife, that we are good enough to be seen by a man, to be considered worthy to be his girlfriend, that we are good enough to have a seat at that table. And I think that that is not how it is supposed to be. Women are nurturers. We give life to things. Whatever it is we set our mind to do, we do it well. We give life to it. We make it come alive. Women are better investors. Women are better savers. Women are better business owners. You do not need to play small for that man to accept you. In my course of coaching women as a financial coach and advisor, I have seen so many women who could have been better, who could have done better, but are still stuck where they are. And 90% of the time, it's because of a man. And the worst part is the men in question, oftentimes, they do not even end up with them. So a man comes your way, derails you from your path, and they go on to leave you to go be with someone else. So, as women, we grow faster than men. So, oftentimes, in that era where he's trying to shrink you and subdue you, he might not have been fully developed or matured as a man. And when eventually he becomes developed, he now thinks to himself that, oh, this is not the kind of person I want to settle down with because she was easily subdued. And then he goes for the woman who he claims to be a woman of substance, thereby leaving you in your own failure and the mess, which, to be honest, I think you created for yourself, which is no fault of his. When you get locked in who you are as a woman, you see, I always say this thing: self-awareness is so important. It is very crucial that you mean what you say as a woman and you say what you mean. So you need to be so self-aware and know what makes you tick. I was telling my friend the other day that I am someone that has been so lucky. I don't want to call it luck, but I think that is what it is because a lot of women do not get to experience it. But I have been so lucky that all my life I have always only met successful. When I mean successful, I am talking about millionaire standard dollar successful men that are willing to be with me to, pay for things for me, to spend money on me. So whether they are young, they are old, they are short, they are fat, they all have one thing in common, which is they want to spend on me. Even down to my last relationship, you know. And what did I do to attract such men? Nothing. No, absolutely nothing. I was just being myself. They look at me, look, see that I like enjoyment, and they come and they spend their money on me to keep enjoying myself. So you do not really have to do anything for this man to want to spend their money on you or for them to choose you. You should just go on being yourself, living in your very existence, enjoying your company, and the right person will find you. I was also telling my friend the recent time, so we're having a conversation and we decided that we are beautiful, we have good bodies, but we are at the point in our lives where we know we can do so much more. We've made money for ourselves, we've built a good net worth for ourselves at such a young age before we turn 30. And we decide that, you know what? We believe we can do even better before we turn 35. We can make so much money for ourselves. And this also gives us power. So, the power we take away from the men when we become successful because they think they can't control us, we gain that power back because you're choosing a man for his substance, not because of what he can get for you. If you meet a man of substance that can add financial value to your life, then that's a bonus, that's a plus. Yes, I told my friend, like, I don't want to really choose a man anymore because he has money. I mean, I've had that all my life, and I think it's time to make a change and a difference. So you have to reprogram your mind as women. So I think that society spent a lot of time teaching us girl child how to be mothers, how to grow up and take care of our home, our men, and be nurturers, that they forgot to teach us how to be self-sufficient, how to be independent, and how to make money and still retain our femininity. I think that is what is lacking. So growing up, we're taught that you have to be humble, you have to be good in order for you to get the good man that would willing to take care of you and put you in his house. So all we've always thought about is, oh, we need to get a man that will take care of us and foot our bills. We've never really thought about it, oh, we need to make our own money. So that is why eventually when most women make the money, they decide they do not need a man. They decide that the things they'll tolerate from men, if the man was the provider, they will not take it from him because now they've got their own money. And this is the part where the men now say that women who are financially successful are proud and difficult to control. That is because that is what we know. We do not know any better. But that does not mean that it is our fault as women, because the men do worse things and think it is their right as men because we live in a patriarchal world and society. So, women, this is a reminder for you to stop playing small and understand that you can conquer the world. You can be anything you want to be. And any man in his right senses would be lucky, lucky, so lucky to have you by his side, especially if you're a badass boss babe with a good high flying career that is doing so well. You should be proud. Now, that is what I call the original trophy wives or trophy girlfriends. When your woman walks into a room and she commands respect, the type of respect that they give to kings, type of respect that are reserved for rulers of the world or rulers of country. Yet your woman who is submissive to you at home walks into that space and she commands that respect. I mean, any man in his right thinking mind that does not see that as a thing of joy or a thing to be proud of does not deserve you in the first place. So, guys, this is our pilot episode of From the Savvy Money Girl. And until we meet again next week, this is a food for thought for you. Make sure that whatever it is you spend your time doing in this life is something that makes you genuinely happy, that can also contribute to take you to where you want to be. Something that can help you achieve your goals and whilst making you happy whilst you're doing it. So until we see again, bye guys.